Hey everyone, Shadowsider here, and today we'll have a little update video for Dauntless and what's coming regarding Dauntless on my channel. A quick heads up, what I will talk about in this video. Firstly, my Dauntless content in the future. Secondly, a few words from the Dauntless developers. Thirdly, the new reviewed information we got for the coming Storm patch. I will put timestamps for each section in the description if you wish to skip to a certain part, and I will show footage of the new exotics in action in this video. It will be under the new information timestamp. I know that recently I have been making rant videos, but I'm trying to expand the content around here, so bear with me. As you all know, Dauntless is getting a major update next week, which I hope is exciting news for everyone. We will finally get that big update that we have been wanting for months now. Bad news is I will be out of the country and probably not able to make content about it until I get back, which is around the 15th of August. I will try to take my laptop and sound equipment to try to do some stuff for you guys, but I cannot guarantee anything yet. Anyways, back on topic for Dauntless. I will finish up all the Behemoth's abilities guides until the end of August. This is mainly for future new players who have not played the game, but they could also be useful to veterans who have missed something. I might need to redo some Behemoths depending on how the new Behemoth changes them. As you know, Koshai will affect everything up until now in the game. Once the cell vendor is released, I will start making a lot more weapon build guides, since it will be easier to get new cells and experiment, so I hope you guys can wait a bit more until I start getting those out. I will also finish all the expedition resource guides, although I presume that some of them might need to be redone, since the August patch could possibly introduce new resources alongside the new islands, weapons and Behemoth. We will see how it goes, and if needed, I will redo everything. I also plan to give a try at speed kills. If you guys are interested in seeing me do that and making builds for speed kills, then please tell me in the comments down below. If you have any other ideas, they will also be welcomed, so share them with me. I will create weapon guides for the remaining weapons, although I'd rather wait for the updates and combo changes to release first. There is such a feature planned in the future patches. The upcoming Ostian Repeaters will get a prioritized weapons guide, since people will be interested in using them. Let us move on to what new things I have for you information-wise about Dauntless. Developers announced that we are going to get a new big update to the cell system, crafting them, interacting and using them. There will also be a news article about this coming soon on the Dauntless official website, so stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. It will explain everything in detail regarding the changes to the cell system. The second big announcement is that Dauntless is going to be switching to a weekly update cycle. What this means is that developers will try to bring content more often on a weekly basis, rather than bringing lots of features in a single big patch each 2 months. This will make it easier to respond to feedback and fix any issues, and also keep people entertained and give them more stuff to do in the game, rather than be bored to repeat the same things over and over again. They will also share some of the upcoming things in advance in blogs on the Dauntless website under the news section. Let's start with the new info about the coming storm. There will be more island variety incoming with the new patch and new environments to explore on both the new and old islands. You can see some concept art images on the video at the moment. From the first image, I cannot tell for sure whether we will be able to pass through the mountain or not. It might just be how the island looks, or there could be caves connecting through it, like we see on the second picture. It would be cool if the Behemoth can be in caves with tight spaces, causing us to adapt the combat and be more careful, play more defensive and watch out where we move. On the third picture, I think that we see the thorns from Koshai, or at least I hope we do. I speculate he may also affect the island he spawns on, and the environment as a whole, not just the other behemoths. If it's like that, I hope we get some nice environment hazards that can act like traps or places with more danger, adding further variety to fights and difficulty. Final picture, we see a tunnel again, although this one seems a lot bigger than the first one, but judging from the size of the human that's in it, it might be just a passage from one part of the island to another, rather than a place where you can fight against a behemoth. we'll see what happens. Maybe you guys have some ideas also. Write them down as comments. I would love to see what you guys also think. Now let us take a look at the concept art picture of the Ostian Repeaters. I'm so glad I was correct that they will be dual-wielded sort of weapons, and very excited that they're going to be guns. From all four, I love the way the bottom right one looks, like an Eater revolver. So yeah, it will be very cool. We'll be hunting behemoths like cowboys. I wish they had a cowboy hat transmog alongside the repeaters. From this picture, we can figure out that the weapon will use ammo and we'll need to reload it. During the last live stream, they did confirm that the Ostian Repeaters will indeed be fully ranged weapons, but you will need to get close and personal with the behemoth despite that fact. Another interesting thing is that all concepts up there will probably be inside the game. The Ostian Repeaters will be customizable in a sense. They will have different parts of them, changeable to your hunts and to your needs. How that will happen, we will have to wait and see, but I think that they are going in a nice direction with this, giving players more variety and customization to change their playstyle, not only their appearance and visual style, which means the weapon should have an interesting fighting system also. Maybe it will change depending on the handle, or one handle will give you fast shooting, the other slower one. One ammo holder will have less, the other will have more, and so on. My speculation regarding it dealing more damage the closer you are to the behemoth might come true. Now, without further ado, here is the new behemoth Koshai. He looks amazing, is the first thing I'm going to say. I hope his model is brand new one and not an upgraded version of another behemoth. If he is, however, the closest he looks to would be Drask, although chances are high for him being completely new model since Thunderdeep Drask and Winterhorn Scrav have been confirmed to be joining the Maelstrom in the coming weeks. Looking at this picture, we can tell that a lot of his abilities will possibly revolve around his tail, which looks to be as long as his body or even longer, and is completely made up of horns. He also has a couple of horns on his back, but I'd stick that most of his abilities will be related to sending horns or spikes everywhere. He might do one or two claw attacks, or maybe even a charge ability. I cannot tell whether his body and head is made up from feathers or fur and something else. He might have hidden wings on his front claws, giving him some gliding abilities to use, or possibly full flight like Razakari and Karabak. It would be awesome if he changes the environment during the fights and creates either traps, walls, or something else that will cause slayers to change their way of fighting, moving from defensive to offensive, vice versa, and overall creating a different experience each time you fight him. Koshai is going to be the first, more natural behemoth. I hope this means he will have an eater mode centered around plants and his horns, although this is pure speculation on my side. Koshai is going to affect everything on the Shattered Islands. That is confirmed by the developers, and it means my previous assumption might be true about him changing every single behemoth in the game. I'd love for fresh new abilities or new variations of the old ones, or maybe he will mix his power into the abilities of the other behemoths. I cannot wait and see what they have in store for us. Dual behemoths are also coming back, although it is not confirmed yet when that will happen. They will be different from before, more challenging and enjoyable. They removed them from open beta because the developers wanted the dual behemoths to be something more than just having two behemoths in a single place for people to kill. It will be interesting to see what they come up with in the future. The new grenades that will appear in the coming storm will have 6 variations on release. 4 have been confirmed: blaze ones, frost ones, healing ones, and interrupting booping ones. From the footage, I saw the grenades add a new aspect of the game and can considerably affect both solo and team fights. They will be craftable and consumable, so you know what that means: more farming for resources. Also, I speculate that we will see new resources added because of the grenades and the other upcoming items in the game. Finally, here we have our new exotics and footage of the developers fighting Skarn with them. This is a special Skarn, he's called Skarn the Developer and is practically invincible. Now that I see the exotics in action, they look awesome, even more than on the pictures. The constant fire effect on the helmet gets a 10 out of 10 points. This helmet is the best looking one until now, truly epic looking and has an epic effects. The hammer does not fall behind him, although the way they left the fireball at the end makes it look a little bit like a staff while you have it sheathed, but the moment you unsheath it and use it to shoot a fireball, it looks amazing. From the footage, I can see the small moving fireball cannot interrupt, but deals tons of damage, especially if the behemoth moves along the path of the fireball. All of the special attacks deal tons of damage, and I think this weapon, although a hammer, will apply the blaze debuff pretty quickly, if all of those numbers count towards the elemental debuff counter. The fireballs you throw while evading or blast jumping are homing ones, as I said in my previous video. The question that remains now is how far away can they activate and chase the behemoth. The long range fireball is able to interrupt boop, which is good, although it will be very hard to aim and hit with it. Targets like Bloodfire and Pangar, unless they are going straight towards you. This is everything for this video. If you want to check the full developer video from the livestream, links will be down below in the description. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and drop me a comment if you wish to discuss something. Share it as you see fit, and remember to follow me on Twitter for updates regarding my channels, follow me on Twitch for Play with Viewers livestreams, and finally remember to subscribe here for more video game and music content.